This is everything this book teaches about that migration time period. The book doesn't tell any story. It's a list of facts to memorize.
Hold the hell here.
I wish it told me of their experience. What did they feel? What was it like? Aren't decisions like this important? So when I hand over the wagon train to you, who do I hand it to? It's going to get harder today. Wagons home!
He gave you a baby?
Yep.
Everybody, when Cecily and Espen come into the train with that, it changes the lives of everybody on that train.
He needs help! Isn't it more dangerous? I mean, why take the harder road when you don't need to?
What's the point of going down the hard road?
Why are we on this wagon trip? Are we here to get to the end? Are we here to get as far as we can in one day?
No.
We're here for the experience.
Alone with thee, amidst the mystic shadows, the sudden hush of nature newly born. Alone with thee in breathless adoration, in the calm dew and freshness of the morn. Yes. The sun is just below the mountainside. We're going to go for a wagon ride. Aren't you all excited inside?
Tug, get out of bed.
It's pretty easy for you to relax right now, isn't it?
Very. It is really cold. Really cold. There we go.
Guys, how many animals are there?
We can't just use all of our water buckets for food.
Yeah, but we're feeding them first. So after we feed them, then we can use them.
But we're leaving after we feed them.
Although oxen were the primary engine for the migration, some preferred horses or mules. The horse, though fast, had the least stamina and was most likely to stray or be stolen by Indians. They were bothered by insects and did poorly on the meager native grass and foul water. They were better used for riding than pulling.
Don't have a chicken.
Is this basically all bread stuff?
And there's like rice and corn and sugar
But this is basically all bread stuff.
and oats. That's hard to tell.
Mules were the immigrants' second choice of draft power. As descendants of the desert-dwelling donkey, mules better tolerated the heat, native forage, and steady toil of the trip. They were fast, strong, and durable, tough-hooved, sure-footed, safe-minded, and intelligent. A bit cowardly toward water, mules were bold against intimidation and danger and were better than a watchdog for giving the alarm about intruders. However, if unbroke, and most were at the beginning of the trip, mules could be wild, desperate, and dangerous. But horses and mules were expensive. In 1849, You could purchase up to 8 oxen for the price of 1 horse, 6 for a mule, and they each needed their own expensive harness. Whatever your choice of animals, the immigrants' success depended on their teams. Wagons were worth nothing once you lost the engine to drive them.
So complicated.
No.
How could they even think of that? Doesn't make any sense.
Just push it. Yeah, over the.
Okay. We hook up our mule power.
Hey, Hannah, could you pass me a herb?
You want to try to look around?
Purple cheese?
Here, she's gonna have some sort. You
Try to share it.
The sun's already up. We need to like leave like right now.
Where's Ton? Hey, Leia.
No, there's more peaches.
Do you know of any civilizations near Black Rock?
Hat on. Hat on. Hat on. Hat on. Hat on.
Hannah,
Hat on.
this doesn't help you.
Hat on.
Hannah, where's your other
They helped you by getting me off your back. When the migrations began, the land west of the Missouri River all the way to the Pacific Mountains belonged to somebody else. They belonged to the American Indian, who struggled amongst themselves for control of it. And within 4 decades, that all ended. Yep.
Mule power!
But the story of Western migration is more than about the wagons rolling to the Western triumph. It's also about their effect on the natural world and on the ancient people who fashioned lives from its fragile and often sparse resources. In 1849 alone, more than 30,000 people and up to 60,000 animals marauded their way west. To them, the land was wild. These travelers didn't even consider that their march to the sea was passing through the gardens, the game fields, the front yards of other people, destroying their wild crops, and leaving behind garbage, feces, and carcasses. The emigrants had a constant anxiety over lack of supplies, difficult terrain, and what they called the untamed Indian. The inhabitants of this region were particularly worrisome. Stand. Okay.
The whole way.
Some prickly pear.
We were just trying some. We gonna try some?
Yeah. No, I've cooked. This is my. Yeah. Actually, this is pretty good.
It's not bad.
Yep, that's what I said. It's like squishy. I think it's kind of good.
You guys want to tour around that place?
They're really, really sharp. I cut myself.
Somebody gave me the elk antlers and stuff. So
And a lot of the times, a lot of people think that natives live in teepees. What do Indians live in?
call these a boho bigani, which means a sagebrush house. Why? Because it's made out of sagebrush. Imagine what it would have been like just like 200 years ago without any of the cars or any of the roads. What it would have sounded like. And then at night with all the stars up there. Because it would get pretty dark. But I think it would just be cool to just go back for like a day and just see. Maybe not for the immigrant part. Not to go do that for a day. But I don't know, just to see how intact my ancestors were with the nature and see actually how they did it instead of trying to guess of how they did it. Our traditions are very, very fun. I think everybody has a good tradition. I'm sure you guys have traditions in your family that you're very proud of too, right?
We wanted to find out how you would swaddle a baby.
Swaddle a baby?
If you would.
What do you mean?
Like just with a blanket, you know how you would swaddle you?
Like as a native? Do you want me to right now?
Well, do you? Yeah. Do you ever do that or not?
Kind of. As a newborn, we have a newborn basket. You'd put the baby in there, and you'd wrap it up with like rawhide, or like like the buffalo hide, like that. And keep them warm, and then you move on to a bigger cradle board. Most of the time, he'd be in the cradle basket. In a lot of the journals, the immigrants, they said that, like, coming through this land, they would write, how can anybody live here? It's so hot, it's so dusty, why would anybody live here? And then they see the Indians and they say, why would they want to live here? Like, they don't wear any clothes, they're just going right, they just don't make sense to us, you know? They make things that can burn. But then our people are probably like, why are they wearing so much clothing? It's so hot out here. The immigrants coming through here, they were like hundreds a day, 6 oxen making those tracks in the ground and the oxen running over the sagebrush. But what do we use that sagebrush for? Yeah, we use it for medicine, for the houses, for firewood, for so much stuff. And then just try to imagine yourself living out here. You're out getting your food all day, and then you have your uncle up there, and he's watching out in the distance, these wagons coming with these dust, and then he sees what they're doing to the land. It's like me coming into your backyard and eating your dog and taking away your yard and just taking away your toys, all the hard work somebody did, and then saying, you can't live here anymore, move on. And then when you move to like your next door, that happens again and again and again. It just feels like failure, and it's hard to like keep going. It's hard. But then at the end of that mural, you'll see a powwow, and that represents us of still being here. We are still here. We are still Shoshone, and though our language is dying, ni nani hashnai kuk ni itinai the wae na arakonai. So I still speak my language, and I'm still trying to pass it on, and we're still here. I'm happy to share this with you guys because now you know some of the stuff I know. So, and then every camp you see has the fire pit, but because we're all family, we have the big fire pit in the middle. That's where all the action happens.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm glad you came. It's really nice to meet you ladies. Share my story with you. I don't know if I'll ever see you again. It was nice to meet you.
Why don't you come on our wagon train with us for a couple days? Or
Where are
one
you
day?
going?
We're going west, California.
California. I know some Paiutes that way. I'll go with you.
Yay! Woo! Okay.
the guidebook you're using for this wagon trip. It says,
You will probably meet but few Indians and not have much trade with them. Always be on your guard.
it says, have as little to do with Indians as possible. Doesn't it?
And avoid partnership.
Avoid
People
crime.
who
If you
brag.
must join with peaceable men.
Well, that means then be a peaceable man. Yeah, it's an idea that says, be careful of any Indian you come across. Your interaction needs to be peaceable. Your interaction needs to be one that's going to be positive. And when it said, do what? Get as long, be with peaceable men, that might include Indians. But we didn't read that in the guidebook, did we? We're thinking, be as peaceable as possible with the other immigrants, have as little to do as possible with the Indians.
An Indian values his life as much as you do.
What a beautiful sentence. That's one of my favorite sentences in this whole guidebook. An Indian values his what?
Life as much as you do.
An Indian values his life as much as you do. Translate that into a general statement.
They're people also, and they care about life and living just as much as we do.
Indians are like you.
So did we just stop for a break? Mm-hmm.
No, we're not gonna bring it up.
Do you want one?
No, Davis.
Who asked for the water jug? Oh.
No, I'm asking for water.
Oh, you don't have water? Okay. Sean, fill up this water.
Are you guys all keeping up?
Yep, except for Ryan.
Wow, the wagons are really out there now.
Except for Ryan.
Well, I thought Ryan was in the... No! No! Water! John, that's not good. Oh, no, I'm not drinking that. Perfect. Thank you. You're welcome.
We're ready whenever you guys are.
Stuff.
Then go!
I think it's water. Wait.
Kurt, move. Get up. Get up. Get up.
Mr. Vixie, most of us can't keep up with your pace. Actually,
The
all of us
horse's
can't
pace.
keep up with the horse's pace.
If we can't keep up with you, do we just let you get ahead?
Or there don't be.
Separated.
Will you be in a safe spot, though?
No.
We can speed these guys up and wear them out. We can slow them down, and that wears them out. They have a natural pace that they have to take. Same with you. We've got to take care of you as well. or if it means we need to stay here right now, put up a shade tarp.
I don't have time for that. No, I think I don't think we should stay here.
And even if a couple people were able to get in,
Okay.
that's still not. That's still some. I know.
In our wagon.
Who thinks right here that they can't walk a mile an hour at this pace?
At this pace, yeah.
I would like, I mean, I can push myself, but I would like to.
Well, who's
Hey.
really struggling? Because they can go in the... super tired, but I think that means that if you actually keep people out.
Hannah, if horses fall back, you will be hurt. So, I think you don't on the wagon.
Hannah, how many of these people would you like to have tell you this? No, you pick a number. Zero? If you change your mind, let me know. You don't have to say anything. I'm not just talking to Hannah, am I?
No, I'm talking to all of us.
Let's go over this again. Or shall we? How important is that?
Not to lean on the wagons, because if the wheels are still attached, they could take off and you could get caught under the wagon.
And he did warn us not to be near because your pants, or your leg, or your dress.
So who's immune to this? People who are learning the language? No. That includes all of you. Have you noticed you're learning the English language? All of you? All of you. You're all in the same place. You just happen to have a vocabulary bigger than somebody else. Doesn't matter what country you're from. You're all learning the language, but you're also all learning this. You're taking the easy road. Mandy, step up closer, please. You're lagging behind. And where's your hat? And you gave it to Hannah because...
She didn't have one and she needed one.
And now you don't have one. That hasn't helped anybody. You're in the
I
wagon.
was under the shade.
You're in the wagon. Yesterday I had a conversation with a lot of you, first with 3 and then with all of you, about how you're treating Mandy. Yeah, whatever. Did you apply it or did you say, no, it's not, Mr. Vixie, you don't understand. We've gone to school with her a long time, you don't understand.
I applied some of it, but at the same time I was feeling
it's
a
a little bit
little overwhelmed.
A little bit of both.
Frustrated and overwhelmed.
And with the problem that her lagging behind and trying to see if she could keep up but not watching.
The information I got was that she does it all the time, and sometimes on purpose, so that you can get the easy road.
Well, we don't know that for sure.
We don't know that, but it was expressed. And there's nothing wrong with expressing that.
Because it feels like it to us because she knows if she goes slow, then she'll be able to go on the wagon. But we don't know if
You're listening to me.
If she's just
if
being,
she's just can't do it or if she's purposely.
She just doesn't want to do it.
You understand? You hear what's being talked about behind your back? Can you answer to it?
That's not true.
Does that convince you?
It sort of sounds like the way she's saying it sounds like a guess.
Can you convince them it's not true by your words? What do you want from them?
To not think that.
What do you want from them in your treatment?
I like it when they're nice, but like when they were like paying attention to me and like not leaving me behind.
Just in walking?
Mandy, watch the
Not
map.
like in every
Like in other things, what?
like in everything we do. Like last night, I was just like sitting to the side, taking care of the baby, and I was Angel brought me something.
I don't think they're hearing this. You're not talking just to me. I'm helping you. Should I move back? You tell them. Point to them and say, this is how I want to be treated.
Mandy, I would suggest going there that way.
So you can face us.
Yeah. I like it when you guys pay attention to me and like not leave me behind. Just do
Expand that a little bit more. Paying attention is only about walking?
No, like last night it was really nice. I liked it when like some of the people brought me food and stuff last night when I was taking care of the baby. just like pay attention to me.
Could you be a little bit more specific, please? Give us a
I don't really know like how.
Well, you said that you want us to
What
include
could
you, like,
happen
what do
and
you
what
mean by
you
that?
would like us to do if that happened.
Do you want to think about it? Or do you want to?
Well, we don't have all that much
have
time. Think about it and then you can tell us later. Well,
This
we
is
need to
taking a
figure
lot
out
of
this
time to
problem
stay.
right now because
But you'll have a lot of time to think
what
about it in the
what's
morning.
something that happened, like something that we do in everyday life at school often?
Pretty much in everything at school, so.
So we leave you behind in everything?
No, I said I'm pretty much in everything.
Okay.
But some things I'm left out of.
Like what? Like what?
I can't think of any right now.
Fair enough. You just want them to notice when you are.
Yeah.
And stop the train and include you.
But
And
it's
let you
nice
ride.
when
What?
it would be nice if she would speak up. Like if she didn't have food, everyone else was speaking up. and saying
Yeah,
that
we
they
were
didn't.
trying to
Yeah.
get food for her. I
We
noticed
did,
that she
I
didn't
didn't
have
know
food.
she didn't have
She
food.
would
Yeah.
I
I'd like
didn't.
her to tell us if she's feeling this way so
I
that
didn't
I can know and do
We
something
need to.
about
This
it.
is a two-way.
I didn't know she was even taking care of the baby.
Yeah,
So
the baby
yeah.
was
Communicate
sleeping.
better.
Actually,
Nobody did.
Mandy, I
because you
remember
didn't
last
tell anyone.
night I was sitting right near you, and I said, "Mandy, come on, you need to get food."
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I
I
was
like
trying to-
that.
but you wouldn't
like,
get up, so
I know.
don't
I
know.
had the baby and it was hard.
You
But-
could have given it to someone.
yeah, you could have
finished
given it
eating.
to someone else.
I had food already. You could give it to me.
Yeah, you could have given it to me.
And
I was already
really
done.
The
hungry
baby
last
should-
Let's
night.
not place blame on her.
Yeah.
No, you're
We're not
right. But we
blaming
also
her.
need to
We're just
realize,
trying to
yeah, in
realize
order
that
for
we're
us
on
to
the
be able to
corner.
fix our problem,
I'll-
because we have a problem.
When I'm
ourselves.
feeling left out, I'll try to tell you guys.
Okay, and if there's something that is keeping you from joining, tell us what that is so maybe we can help you with it or fix it or
Okay.
take that out of the equation.
Okay.
What is it you heard that Mandy wants? You said you resolved it.
She wants to be included, pay attention to her, and include her, and watch out for her.
Is that anything different than you want for yourself?
No.
No. What does it mean to you? Our survival depends on working together.
Make sure everybody has everything they need.
And who is everybody?
Parents, drivers, helpers, people we picked up on the trail.
Obligation or opportunity. Notice. That's worth paying attention to. Did you go and ask any if they needed any food? And look what you're asking from them. You just gave a speech to them. Did you see that your words are missing some opportunities as well? And making it hard for you to be understood and be believed. This might change your world. More than just, here's what I want. I want my world to be easy. You guys make my life easy. Get that? I want the easy road. All of you are taking the easy road sometimes. Not a good or a bad choice. Just notice that when you do it, you're standing here. Is that a fair thing for me to say to her, you guys?
Yes.
Is that fair? Is that worth a stopover for?
Yes.
I got the answer from the mule. Okay.
At the first glance, it may appear that nothing would ever want to live out here in the sand and sagebrush. But if you stop and observe, you'll find it's teeming with life. This land still echoes of ancient civilizations and their ability to survive despite its harsh environment. The will to persevere must be strong in a place like this. To thrive here would require a cooperation with the resources and a respect for the land and conditions. A disrespect of it would demand the high cost of human life, to which became the fate of many natives and immigrants. To the Indians, the Great Migration happened upon their lands much like a whirlwind that sweeps across the desert floor, a swallowing vortex that eats up the dust into its belly and displaces whatever is in its path. Its effects reach as high as the heavens. It was an uncontrollable force that no one could stop. All they could do was let it pass on through. Despite the efforts to divert, change, alter, or manipulate the migrant's path, the whirlwind continued.